fourth grade. My name is Moo-Hoo. I'm a cow, and I'm going to help Mr. Ditch and Andre with this lesson. Are you ready? Of course you are.
Hey, thanks, Moo-Hoo. Hi, Andre.
Hi.
All right, so we're back, and we're going to talk about being internet awesome. At the end of this video, you'll see in the independent work part is you actually get to play a game that was created by Google, and it's called Interland. And Andre's played it, right?
Yeah.
And you think it's fun?
Uh-huh.
Great. So it's like a fun game that's going to help us be internet awesome. So let's start. All right. First things first, why does this matter? Why are we going to play a game, and why are we going to be internet awesome? Well, a lot of us have been using the internet a lot more than we normally would, right? Because we've had to. We're stuck at home, and we've been learning online, and we're using all sorts of new things. And we're communicating with each other in so many ways. Andre, can you think of some ways that you communicate with friends through technology?
Maybe like text or Twitter or Gmail, email.
Yeah, and we've all been doing those kinds of things. So another thing I know our class has been doing is a chat. Here is an example of one. So a lot of you have been using Google Hangout type chats, and here's our whole class chat one that we use. You'll notice this was just a screenshot that I took, but I just wanted to show you that we've all been chatting, and I know you've been using other chats as well, not just this whole group one. So some other ways, like Andre said, text, maybe TikTok, maybe Instagram, internet comments, like you're on YouTube and you can comment. Basically, my point is communicating on the internet is everywhere. Okay, that's why this matters, and we're doing so much more of it now than we usually do. All right, this is the main target of today's lesson. If there is one thing that you learned today, it is this right here. Andre, would you like to read that?
Sure. Kindness matters, even on the internet.
That's right. So your target today is to really understand this message, that you're all kind people, and fourth grade is a kind class, and you want to be kind to your friends. Whether you're kind to them face-to-face or kind to them on the internet, it matters. Okay. Let's look at a situation where someone was not so kind. Now, I made these up, and what do you think about them?
They're kind of cheesy.
Yeah, they're cheesy, but they should hopefully get the idea across. So someone says, let's hang out on chat, or let's chat on Hangouts. And the person says, sure, I'm bored. Yeah, it's probably because you have no friends. Hey, and maybe it's because your avatar is so dumb. So right away, we have someone being not very kind to somebody else. Even if they thought they were just joking, it's hard to tell when you type in a text that they're joking. And my guess is that this person, we're going to call them Bob. Bob is the person who keeps getting picked on in these chat rooms. I'm guessing Bob didn't feel very good about this. Which brings us to our second really important part. So Andre, do you want to read that?
There are real people behind the avatars with real feelings.
That's right. So an avatar is another word for a profile picture, right? Remember that it's not just a fake person. Even though you can't see their face and you can't see their emotions, there is a real person reading that message, and it could be a friend of yours or someone you care about, and even if not, you're all kind people, and you need to be kind to the other people on the internet. Real people with real feelings. They're not just profile pictures and avatars. And then lastly, this is another main takeaway. Go for it.
If you won't act that way in real life, don't do it on the internet.
That's right. So what he said, think about it. You're kind people. You want to be kind, whether you're typing in a text or you're posting a TikTok video or whether you're talking to the person in real life. You still have to be kind. All right. So let's think about what happens in these situations. So there's a term for this. Bob is the target, and not like a learning target. It means like he's the target. He's the one getting picked on. And if you were the target, in other words, it was somebody else being mean to you. So Andre, if someone got online and was chatting with you and they said, well, you don't have any friends, and your profile picture's stupid, like how would you respond?
I would say stop, or I would like not say anything and like leave, go out of that chat that I'm in.
Great. Those are all really good strategies, right? Like you don't want to just pick a fight with the person and start arguing back because that just spreads all that negativity. So one option is to just not respond. Another option is to block the aggressor. So being aggressive, that's the person who's being mean. They're kind of like the bully. Just block them. There's ways to do that on all these apps, like delete them from your chat or delete them from this Hangout, or if they're texting you, you can block their text to come through so that like their messages just can't come through to you. And then if you need to, like, just tell an adult. Just because it's happening on the internet doesn't mean it's not real, right? So if someone's being mean to you on the internet, don't think, well, it's the internet, like I can't tell an adult. Of course you can tell an adult. And our school has rules against like being mean even on the internet. All right. Now what if you are a witness? So let's pretend like Mr. Ditch said, "Hi everyone, we're on here to tease Bob. His avatar is so dumb, join in." So now there's Moo-Hoo comes along.
Hi, everybody.
And Moo-Hoo is also on this chat screen.
I sure am.
And Moo-Hoo's like,
what should I do? Mr. Ditch is being mean.
So what are some things that you think Moo-Hoo could do? Like, Moo-Hoo isn't being picked on, and Moo-Hoo also isn't the one being mean. But what could Moo-Hoo do?
He could stand up for his friend, for Bob, and like say like stop teasing Bob, my friend, you're making him sad.
Yeah.
You're being mean.
Yeah, that would take courage, but Moo-Hoo, you could do that.
It would take courage, but I would do it to defend my friend.
Thanks, Moo-Hoo. But yeah, so one thing you certainly don't want to do is you don't want to join in. You don't want to be like, sweet, let's start picking on Bob, right? Like, don't become the mean person yourself. And don't be a bystander, which means just standing by and doing nothing. Be an upstander. That's what Andre was describing. Stand up for the person, right? I'll show you what that is in just a minute. And then maybe you check on the target. So you might go to Bob, send him a text, shoot him a message, email him, say, hey, are you okay? I know some kids were being mean to you, right? And just make sure they're okay. And also report the aggressor. So tell an adult. Say like, hey, Mr. Ditch keeps coming on here and he's being mean to everybody. And then an adult can intervene if needed. All right. So what if you are a witness? Be an upstander. So this is what Moo-Hoo did. He was like,
what should I do? Mr. Ditch is asking me to be mean to Bob. I'm going to be an upstander.
And someone's like, what? What is that?
An upstander is like this. I'm going to type in, be kind to Bob. He's our friend. It's not cool to be a bully.
So kind of like Andre said, you just basically tell the person to knock it off, right? Yeah. All right. Another great option, if you are a witness to all of this, is to amplify the positive energy. So when someone's being mean and then other people join in, then that sort of spreads all that negative energy and all that sadness and all the hurt. And we don't want to spread that. We want to be like our classroom where we're happy and we're joyful and we're spreading all that positive energy. So the cool thing about the internet is when I make a comment, everybody sees it. So many people see it. Things like Twitter, like thousands of people can see it. So I actually have this power to amplify my energy. What does amplify mean? Andre, you willing to show us?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so Andre is going to show us what amplify means, and then we'll show you how Moo-Hoo amplified. Here we go. This is what a guitar sounds like when it's not amplified. Now let's try it with it amplified. Andre, plug it into some electricity. It's kind of like plugging it into the internet. Let's go over here and turn on the amplifier.
This is what it sounds like when it's amplified.
Wow, Andre, that was great. Great job amplifying.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Dude, that was sweet. You rock. All right. So Andre just amplified the power of that guitar, but you can amplify positive energy. So it might look like this. Someone says, hey guys, I'm bored. Want to chat? And someone says, sure, I like your profile picture. It looks cool. Sure, I love chatting with you guys. Me too. You're both so funny. Thanks, dude. You too. I agree. You guys rock. Look at, so someone started with that positive energy that said like, sure, I like your profile picture. It looks cool. And then next thing you know is like everybody on the chat started like staying positive. And like, that's what we want, right? That's what you want to be. You don't want to go in a chat room and end up feeling bad every time you leave or feeling bad for someone else. So you have the power to amplify the positive energy. Now, let's review really quickly. If you're a witness, don't join in. Don't become the mean person. Don't be a bystander, right? Don't just sit there and do nothing. You got to do something. You could be an upstander that tells the person to knock it off. You check on the target, meaning the person who was getting picked on, and you ask them if they're okay. And then you can tell an adult if the person who's being mean doesn't stop. All right, here is the independent work part of this. So you can skip right to the game if you would like, but we're going to show a brain pop first. So one option would be to watch the brain pop. There's actually a brain pop about like bullying on the internet, and you thought it was pretty good, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're going to watch it, and then we'll do the quiz, and you can kind of do the quiz along with us. If you don't want to watch the brain pop because you're like, I got it, Andre and Mr. Ditch and Moo-Hoo did such a good job that I don't need the brain pop, I've already learned it, then you can go right to the Interland game. And then there's an exit ticket with one question. It'll be the easiest exit ticket you've done so far. So stay tuned for brain pop, or close this now and you can go back into Google Classroom and you'll see the link to the Interland game, and you can start playing it from there. You're going to play the Kind Kingdom. There's like 4 different things to go to, and you're going to play the Kind Kingdom and then do the exit ticket. Clear directions?
Uh-huh.
All right, great. So stay tuned for brain pop or happy playing, your choice.
All right, 4th grade, welcome back. Andre's busy. He got hungry and needed to eat lunch. But me and Mr. Ditch are going to watch this video together, and then we'll do the quiz. Enjoy!
All right, thanks, Moo-Hoo. Appreciate it. All right, we are going to watch this video together. And I'm actually going to get rid of my face for this one, so you can just enjoy the brain pop. Here we go.
Hey, what are you doing? Well, who told you that? Dear Moby, you are the ugliest shade of orange I've ever seen. Get a clue, weirdo. From a friend. First of all, Moby's color is just fine. It's pretty and it's web safe. And second, you're no friend at all. You're just a cyberbully. No, I didn't just make that up. Cyberbullying is what it sounds like. Bullying on the internet or through emails and texts. It can include sending mean messages, posting embarrassing photos or secrets about somebody, leaving someone out of online groups, spreading rumors, posing as someone else to make them look bad. Yeah, unfortunately, there are dozens of ways to do it. The bottom line is, if it's intended to make someone feel bad or unsafe, it's cyberbullying. And even though it's not a physical attack, it can still cause a lot of damage. Victims are more likely to suffer from illnesses, depression, and lowered self-esteem. Well, some bullies do it to feel better about themselves. But believe it or not, a lot of them don't even realize that they're being mean or hurtful. It's easy to forget that there's a real live person with feelings behind that social media handle or cell phone number. Plus, bullies may feel that they're safely hidden behind their own username. No, fighting back is one thing you should never do with a cyberbully. They just want to get a reaction out of you, so why play into their hands? Sometimes it can help to tell someone when they're making you feel bad. Well, they may think they're just playing a harmless joke. But if talking doesn't work, you should use any block or ignore functions that are available. You can also just delete messages from bullies without reading them. Well, if the bullying doesn't stop, or if it's threatening your safety, there are other ways to deal with it. Save any messages, emails, or screenshots that show what's happening. You can usually send complaints to websites and messenger hosts, and those files will be useful as evidence. You can print out hard copies, too. That way, when you tell an adult what's going on, which you should always do, you'll have something to show them. Grown-ups can help you deal with a tough situation, even if you think you can handle it by yourself. Even when the bullying affects you at home, there's a good chance that your school has rules against it. In fact, many forms of cyberbullying are considered harassment and can result in criminal charges. Yeah, there's a lot you can do to prevent it, too. Sticking up for other kids is sometimes enough to scare a bully off. But sometimes the best way to stop it is not to be a cyberbully yourself. Don't write or text anything that you wouldn't say in person. What may be a harmless joke to you can be taken as an insult by someone else. If you're angry or upset, wait a few minutes to calm down before you write something you can't take back. And remember, whatever you say online can stay there forever. And even though you may feel anonymous, websites and cellular services can usually figure out your true identity. To protect yourself from being a victim, be smart online. Don't share your personal information with anyone you don't know. Cyberbullies sometimes impersonate people to embarrass them. So don't ever tell anyone your passwords, except for your parents. Now, let's say we wash off that green paint. You kind of like it? All right, that's your choice.
Okay, so we're back. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let's do the quiz quick. And what you can do is, as I'm reading them, you can just figure out what you think you would answer. So the first one says, cyberbullying generally doesn't involve physical violence. What does physical mean in this case? Does it mean severe, body-related, having to do with emotions, or mild? Give me a thumbs up, even though I can't see it, when you think you have your answer. Well, I know that cyberbullying could definitely have to do with emotions. I know that it could be severe or it could be mild, but body related. Number 2, which of the following text messages would most likely be an example of cyberbullying? A, party at Tim's house, 8 p.m. tonight. B, I disagree, I like math. C, don't tell Rita about Tim's party. Or D, wear the red sweater, it looks best. Give me that virtual thumbs up when you think you've got it. I think it's this one because excluding somebody isn't very kind. Number 3, which of the following is a factual statement about cyberbullying? So in other words, which one is true? Cyberbullying is the biggest problem that young people face. Cyberbullying should be outlawed. Cyberbullies are mean people. Cyberbullying can make people feel bad. Virtual thumbs up. Well, we know for sure that it can make people feel bad, so that is a factual statement. Over a few days, you receive a series of insulting texts from someone at school. What action should you take after deleting the first text? Delete any further text. Respond to every subsequent text. Show any further text to a trusted adult. Confront the bully in school. All right, so what would you do? Thumbs up. Okay. I think I would, if it's, because this is happening where it's many days in a row, right? It says it for a few days. You definitely don't want to respond. And yeah, you could keep deleting them, but it seems like this isn't going to stop. So you're going to need to tell an adult. Number 5, what can you infer from the fact that people are more likely to say mean things online than in person? So A, etiquette is less important on the internet. B, social networking makes some people angry. C, the internet is much more dangerous than real life. Or D, being anonymous can make some people forget their manners. Thumbs up. All right, so I think part of our lesson that we learned is that etiquette, which is like how we behave, it's sort of like our rules and expectations, it's just as important on the internet as it is in real life. We definitely learned that. I suppose social networking might make some people angry, but I don't think that that's why that they might say mean things. I don't know if the internet is more dangerous than real life. It's sort of part of real life. But being anonymous, which means that you think that no one knows who you are, right? Like you have a Spider-Man profile picture, so you're like, oh, people don't know who I am. They think I'm Spider-Man. When you think you're anonymous, you might forget your manners. I think that is true. 6. Why should you never send emails or text when you're angry or upset? You may not have the best judgment when your emotions are running high. B, the person you're communicating with won't respect you if you're not calm. C, it isn't easy for people to tell your emotional state online. Or D, online platforms make all messages sound angry. This one's actually hard. Give me a thumbs up when you think you got it. All right, so if you're really angry or upset, that's probably not the best time to send an email or a text. And I think it's A. It's because you might do something you regret, right? It is possible that you could someone could lose respect for you if you're not kind in a text or an email. It's also true that it's hard for people to tell how you're feeling when you're online. Like when you send an email, people can't see your feelings, right? And I don't think all messages sound angry. Some might, but not all. So I know it's not D. I'm going to go with A. Thank you, Moby. What's the best way to prove that you've been a victim of cyberbullying? So how could you prove that someone has bullied you? Talk about it to an adult you trust. Tell a friend about what has been happening. Save screenshots of instances where you have been harassed. Reply to harassing texts and emails. Thumbs up. All right, I think you want to save screenshots, because then you can prove it, right? If someone's mean to you, you can be like, here it is, right here on my phone or right on my screen. You definitely don't want to reply. We talked about that. You don't want to get into a war of words on the internet. Why is ignoring a mean email usually the best first response? In most cases, cyberbullies stop after one email messages. B, it frustrates cyberbullies' desire for an emotional response. C, if you respond, you could get in trouble for cyberbullying yourself. Or D, emails from cyberbullies often contain viruses. Well, maybe D, but I think we're talking more about feelings here than just about the technology. So probably not D. So choose between A, B, and C. Thumbs up. Okay. I actually don't. I think A, B, or C could all be accurate. I think A makes the most sense. Oh, I'm wrong. Moby, help me. I think what that's saying is that they might send more than one. I think maybe B then. Yeah. Yeah, if somebody's cyberbullying you, they send you a mean message, they're just trying to pick a fight and to just create some drama. And basically just don't play into the drama. All right, cyberbullies should be dealt with prudently, dramatically, instinctively, erratically. Okay, go for it. All right, so some new vocabulary words here. Dramatically, like creating drama. No, we are trying to not create drama, right? So we don't want to do that. Instinctively means that you don't really think about it, you just sort of react. And we don't want to do that either. We want to pause and think and do the right thing. And erratically means that you're not consistent. But we want to be consistent, so I don't think it's that. Prudently means doing something that makes sense and will actually solve the problem. So being prudent means like being a good problem solver. So I think that's what we want to do here. Thank you, Mobes. All right, last but not least, what do cyberbullies have in common with regular bullies? They tend to be bigger than their peers. They usually don't have a lot of friends. They're usually the most popular kids in school. They end up hurting people. Thumbs up when you think you know the answer. I think A, B, and C are sometimes true, but definitely not always true. I think what is always true is that bullies always end up hurting people. All right, there we have it, friends. So you may now go on to the Interland game part of this lesson. Hopefully you learned something from our video and from Tim and Moby. Nice job, and good luck.